Morning. Are we all good? We all ready for day two of China playoffs? I don't know how exciting a day we've got in store. Audio delay. Are you sure? Is my Spotify playlist public? No, I don't have a public version. I kind of just pick songs from like a random selection of playlists I have before each stream. Very vibe based. Morning, Khan. No audio delay. Refresh. Yeah, it feels like since I've started doing this 2K test, because we're in a beta, it's a little bit rockier than it maybe once was. But, you know, anything for a few extra pixels. Yeah, hoping Billy stays strong. So let me show you what we're working with. So we've got the mainstream, but also I don't think it was live yesterday, but today Pro Chaser is live on YouTube as well. So we have an insurance policy here. Okay. Was the brief F on intro, was it where it has that like it's like a red error message and it's like stream could not blah 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 blah. Something like that. Because I keep getting that a lot on Twitch on basically every stream I go on. I get it a lot on the PGL, like the Dota tournament. And just seem to get it a lot in general. I should tweet as well, shouldn't I? Oh, what am I even tweeting? Yeah, boy. Yeah. Guys, please don't gargare, it kills the stream. um, hold on, I just need a response message. Oh, am I getting flashback already? Come on. It always feels a little bit sad when I have to pull my blinds down just so I can see at this time of the morning. Alright, what am I doing? Some kind of tweet. OWCS China playoffs today. Maybe I should play it. Maybe I should even vaguely. OWCS China playoffs today. EMEA and NA later. It's such a generic tweet. Somebody give me something. I need a generic China gif. China Overwatch. Ooh. Is it just this one? Maybe it's this one. Who is that? Is that Rio? Wasn't Rio Korean? I'm not dropping a poir. Yeah, he was super Korean. Ah. The drops haven't started yet. I feel like we not just. I think we should just be in normal drops territory. I think the OWCS drops won't start until we do EMEA later. Who's this one? Even for players today, EMEA and NA tonight as well. So I think, is it just loot box drops at the moment? What's wrong with as well? Okay. Yeah, I have it. I have it for all the regions except for China. The OWCS drops, unfortunately. Saying that will make people not watch. What if Super Rich is not playing? Or you mean the drop thing? 1R, not 2R. Good shout. I mean, the word is literally on my screen. Okay, that'll do. It's not my most creative work, but it lets people know now we're here. Did you see Simple got Champ 1? I did. I mean, if you watched... let me give you some background audio for this. Wait. Audio? Hello? No audio on this. I go here. I have background music here. Oh, it's muted. We got over the line, guys. We got over the line. Did Champions League clip kill the whole VOD yesterday? But yeah, we watched 30 seconds of a Champions League draw just to illustrate a point for those people who weren't familiar with the Champions League draw structure. And I had to cut it out of a YouTube clip because YouTube immediately just said, not only can you not monetize the video, the video can't even be public. Hey Cranbreezy. Yeah, on the Simple Champ 1 thing, I think if anyone watched Uncoachable recently, it was out yesterday on Spotify and YouTube. We talked a bit about Simple. I think, was it Chris who thinks he's the MVP of the stage so far, Simple? OWCS drops will be starting later for EMEA. So, just normal drops now, then OWCS drops. It's probably like 8 hours, or maybe a bit before. Why did the West OWCS stop doing the in-person desk? Budget cuts. Okay. Muddy speaks and all that. Just finished the latest Uncoachable episode. Really good episode, keep it up. Yeah, it felt like we were able to just get right back into the groove, which is good. Alright, so in terms of what we're working with today. Do we know what they are? Yeah, I swear I saw something on Instagram. That's right, guys, I use Instagram. Not on my Instagram, though. Where is it? This one? God, I wish I knew how Instagram worked. Don't forget, we got one last set of drops to earn this stage. Tune in starting tomorrow at 10 AM PT. What is 10 AM PT in my time? 6 PM, yeah, so EMEA start time. Oh, thanks, Hadouken King.
Thanks for being the best caster in the
what a nice compliment. Thank you very much. What was on his Chris talking about the nade reset on kill? That was the patch Chris was praying for. He was dropping fake leaks to try and manifest it into reality. Oh wait, hold on. Is anyone watching on YouTube right now? I made it unlisted instead of public because I think it's because I'm bad at my job. I think that's the bit that's holding us back. Okay. Hopefully the YouTube link is public now if anyone wants to watch on the tube. I think at some point we mentioned that viewership prefer games to be back to back. Yeah, I don't super buy into that. I mean, I agree, like, every esport and every traditional sport has the, like, where more people will watch when the football game is happening, when the esports match is happening, when the Overwatch is on, when the CS is on, and they will do during half-time. But I think that's just a natural part of it. You should make the URL for the clean feed, the URL for a Rickroll. That's actually good. That's good, because someone will type it in. Fuck. That's a good idea. I'm writing that one down for later. So the patch didn't change much, right? No, I don't think so. My anticipation for the patch is... The obvious one is we're going to see more Tracer because Tracer is buffed, right? So, nice and easy, that one. As a result of more Tracer being played, obviously, maybe the hero that drops out a little bit is Symmetra. Maybe some of the hit scans, maybe even Freya gets a little bit harder. Maybe, I feel like Bap Lucio is actually a potential big loser here, particularly the Bap. Obviously, Lucio got buffed as well, so how does it come out of the wash? I don't know, but I feel like Bap might be a bit of a loser to the Tracer buffs. Else, tank-wise, I don't think we're going to see too many changes. Somebody was telling me yesterday people would try and do what you want with this information. I don't think it's going to stick. But some people were telling me Malga Moira was in play. So, do what you will with that information. But it was in play. People at least tried it. Yeah, I'm not buying those stocks. I'm not buying a lot of those stocks. But, you know. I'll tell you what I hear. Hey, Musket. Good news. Yeah, I mean, it is good news for TU, because TU weren't playing the sim stuff anyway. So the fact that Tracer can be a hard carry hero now is good for them. I think the other big beneficiaries are probably VP. Felt like they were behind on the Symmetra version of these comps we were playing. They can just get J1 to Tracer or something instead. Feels quite reasonable. Don't know exactly where I'd put, like, the Tracer power rankings, you know? Like, Kevsa has such historical precedent, but TU is in such a bad state at the moment. It's maybe still not enough. But yeah, VP benefit. Where would I rank? Like Jwoo versus Psycho versus Kevster versus... Who am I missing? Versus Checkmate. Maybe Checkmate ends up on the bottom of that, but not by a huge margin, so... I think it's probably... OWCS are probably the most affected. I think for TM, they can just pivot into playing Psycho instead of Yubi, and everything feels still really good for TM. That's for one. I mean, I think Checkmate's Trace is good, but is it as good as Jwoo's? Is it as good as... maybe. But he's like... Checkmate's in the mix, but I think OWCS see it as a team. They were so good at the sim comp. That is like, it's like a big nerf for them. I think TM are going to have an easier time pivoting. Yeah, I think sim is still very strong. I think it's just now it's more viable to play Tracer as well. So for teams like VP and TU who are struggling more on the sim comps, it's good news for them. Yeah, SSG. People are asking about like the NA players as well. I think yeah, SSG are going to be a big beneficiary of this as well. Probably Team Liquid too. I mean, I think Nightmare in some elements, right? Like, obviously it is good for Rocket, but remember, Rocket's going to face up against Sugar Free. So if you're going to ask me, Rocket or Sugar Free, I'm picking Sugar Free every day of the week, right? Morning, no idea. I think the Tracer buff will impact the Sims pick rate, but I don't think Sim is now... It's not like Sim's dead. Not by any means. Morning, Ennis. Just came back from your London trip. Hope you had a good time. What were you in London for? Business or pleasure? Do you know when Overwatch Fantasy roster lock happens? It'll be right before EMEA. Oh, studying abroad? Nice. Oh, you were... Does this mean you were in just 2 weeks? That means you were here for the heatwave then. Sunny London, as people so often say. Architectural history. Yeah, I went to Greece recently and I looked at... I mean, it wasn't really... Obviously, they've got a lot of older architecture, but I enjoyed the archaeological museum there very much. Nowhere designed for heat? Yeah, not even close. Not even close. All right, should I lock in a little bit here? Because this is an elimination game. We are in playoffs. And it's Milk Tea. Milk Tea are probably your favourites coming into this. Let me give you a little bit more game volume to work with out of respect. And so Milk Tea, heavy favourites. More of the players you might be familiar with. Eileen and Meng, Kyo, all with an Overwatch League history. And of course, Insane, who you might have seen little bits of, particularly on the Tracer. Obviously going to keep our eyes on the Tracer as well. Oh! This Skyshow keeping his eyes on the Tracer. As far as I know, no relation to Sideshow, but I'll be happy to be disproven on that. Little Sheep playing with Alfari as well, a player people might remember from last stage as well. A player who was quite impressive, actually. But they are still trying to contest with Meng on the ball. So the retake will still be good despite that early insane pick. Eileen is actually awfully low. Aki can trade that one. Still, Aki's going to try and get on point, but he really isn't. He's just going to die late here. They're going to stagger him out a teeny tiny bit. And alright, right back into here, Milk Tea. They've taken us over to Busan here. It was their map choice and they've banned the Hazard. Little Sheep in exchange have banned the Venture. Wouldn't expect to see Venture on Sanctuary, but once we get over to Mecha Base and Downtown as well, I think that's where the Venture is going to be more impactful as a ban. Swinging out now, Skyshow trying to take a little bit. It's so fun. Every time I say Skyshow, I just have Josh Wilkinson's face imprinted in my vision. Going to be a point touch coming through from Aki to try and force this one. I think it's going to come and contest. This is good for Little Sheep because the ball doesn't want to have to come and contest point. The ball wants to hit backline, but despite that, doesn't seem to stop him at all. Insane's just going to take down the Baptiste as they try and rotate. Now a high noon, but we are in desperation territory here. Skyshow's got another kill. Honestly, Skyshow is actually, he always gets his one. Skyshow was hyped before Overwatch China died. Oh, really? I mean, he does... So far, he's always got his one. But you can see what Milk Tea want to do. Meng and Insane are going to try and harass the backline. And while they do this as well and take the attention of the Little Sheep backline, there's opportunities for Kyo just to nade on point, make it really hard for Aki to move. Again, Aki's going to start by forcing the point, drop to spin to crossfair, but Insane is on the backline with Meng as well. Aki's trying to force it. Who's going to get the touch here? Insane comes back. There's that nade just onto the Orisa again to deny this point touch. Swing through from Meng. Mines come through as well. Rally from Momoga, trying to keep that in. Kasari's used the lamp as well. So that's a lot of the defensive tools. Terror Surge to live on point. Nano comes out onto Meng to make sure he lives. Remedy still has his Captive Sun to throw in. Pulse Bomb onto the ball though, so they've dealt with that threat. Again, Skyshow wandering around, finding kills. Going to keep pushing the Alari here as well, but Remedy might be able to just back up out of that. Insane's going to play for a late trade. But Skyshow with full pocket will be alright, and Little Sheep back in control of this one now. Yes, I can confirm Alfari is an evil twin of Alpha Yi. But, as we all know in evil twin situations, it always gets a little bit confusing which one is actually the evil twin. So maybe Alpha Yi was the evil twin all along. Captive Sun to retake. Oh, Skyshow's going to get one shot around the corner. Little Sheep immediately going to concede the space. That was the only ult they had as well, the high noon. So now a lot of space for Milk Tea to work with. They can get their ball and Tracer onto this backline, and they can look for a nade or something to clear point. Here we go, backline swing. Onto get that angle onto Aki, who's trying to de-peek. Kasari, on the other hand, just trying to rotate away from danger, but here comes a Meng, has to drop the lamp. High noon coming back, actually takes down the Captive Sun. Was that a Jax as well? No way he Jaxes the Captive Sun to a high noon. Seems so unlikely. Insane has found a kill onto Alfari, though. Still in control of point, Little Sheep. They're trying to push a backline. Spear is good onto Eileen. Aki will clear up this flank. And you see Little Sheep right now, they're proactive. Aki is pushing angles, Skyshow's pushing angles. They're trying to deal with all these threats in all the different corners of this sanctuary. And they're actually doing a pretty good job. It's a desperate touch situation. Can they even get it? Ameng's going to go for it. Boop is good, though. And that's Little Sheep taking the first round. We watching all China games today? Yep, all of China today. 3 games today, the 2 lower bracket games, and then we'll get the upper bracket between Rock and Weibo as well. Which should be, it'll be an interesting one. Let's see how close Rock can get to the Giants. But yeah, great start for Little Sheep. Remember, Milk Tea finished 4th place in the regular season. They started in the upper bracket. They lost to Weibo, but who doesn't? They are favourites for this, but not a good look there, especially in a Sanctuary as well, a map where Meng can play ball, Insane can play Tracer. Should be a good comp, a good matchup for them, but not working there. Little Sheep being very proactive. Actually, increasingly becoming a fan of this Alfari Skyshow DPS line as well. So excited to see more of them. It's Tracer Cass for choice. Insane is going to play the Sim here. Not a hero we've seen as much of him on historically, but Eileen with the 2-tap. Just like gas up Skyshow, he's in the bin. Lamp to try and get the rest of Little Sheep out of this, but this first fight is over before it begins. They're just going to keep pushing forward. Clean up kills for them as well. And they've even got the late one onto the Orisa here as well. So, in general, when you are playing the Sim versus the Tracer, if you are the Sim team, what is good about the sim into Furissa is the beam just goes through the spin. You can win that frontline battle. As well as getting all the mobility as TP, you just have a sort of brawl advantage if 5 players just run into 5 other players here. Little Sheep, on the other hand, they need Alfari to get behind, to take attention. So when this brawl is happening between the front line, actually, Milk Tea can't put all their attention forward. If Milk Tea can just focus their attention forward, it will be straightforward for them to just win through the sim damage. You can see Eileen trying to take a bit of responsibility, pump out damage, but also keep eyes on point. But Alfari, he's forcing that one now. Skyshow's not able to clear it. They're trying to push forward to get kills, but Meng dies as they go for those kills. Trade's coming through, but Skyshow, few pockets, 6 HP. Kyo does eventually get the kill. But I think the trades are good. Eileen is still here, but 1v3, what can he do? And retake is good in the end. You saw the point pressure there coming out, pulling Milk Tea out of position, forcing them to make an aggressive move, maybe harder than they wanted to. Push into a position they didn't necessarily want to. They start pushing into these different angles, and the point forces going through. They lose for point, they lose for fight. Now coming back, it's a window high noon retake for Milk Tea. Few dinks onto Aki just to clear a bit of space. Alfari is lurking from point side again, just sort of bottom left of our screen right now. But Milk Tea want to start with the window. Windows will be exchanged 1-for-1 though. Eileen gets Skyshow. Terror Surge in over top from Aki. He's got that one much faster. Damage is out, but can they confirm the kills? Eileen's got a high noon, gets 1 trade, gets 2. Eileen gonna peek for Baptiste now. Can't find the shots. Actually poked back by Kasari now, but they've killed Momoga. Now it's just Kasari, and Meng will make sure Kasari can't provide any threat here. It feels like two fights in a row now, we've just seen Eileen get the better of Skyshow, and then when we descend into these sort of mid and late fights, then obviously that cast advantage is so good at cleaning up these targets here. Again, early, looking at point, trying to keep that one in check. Damage coming out, just throwing a fan for hammer in. Skyshow is swinging with the high noon. They're going to try and force point off this. Meng, going to take a bit, no damage actually. The symbol comes and helps him. They rally in to keep pushing. They want to go for the high ground. Alfari's found the connection with the pulse bomb on low ground. Force that lamp out as well. Now Skyshow has a dominant position on this high ground. Momoga's going to drop onto point as they try and kill the sim as well. And that sim is all but dead. The damage has been done. And a quick retake here for Little Sheep, who can go hold the choke. Expensive though. Little Sheep now have nothing but a window. Milk Tea are going to have all the ults to win this fight. Terror Surge be great options for them here. Little Sheep have 2 main options. They either play it really slow, hold this choke, but then give space just to buy in time, or they just collapse really quickly. They're going to try and meet him. It was a flip TP from Milk Tea to get outside the other choke. Now they're coming forward. Beat push comes in. They're just trying to drop and disengage. Lamp is out. Momoga is in all sorts of trouble. Boop's in there and Remedy will finish the kill. So the kite isn't good, but Beat will get it done. And that's the best case for Milk Tea. 1 ult and a fight win. Aki's going to get a death on point as well. Get it as close to 99% as they can. And Little Sheep are going to have to play retake again, this time with a window Terror Surge. But Milk Tea's efficiency is going to be rewarded. Window, Terror Surge, high noon for them as well. So really going to be looking for the Terror Surge value from both teams in this fight to be the difference maker. Insane's going to get a little off-angle TP with the turrets as well. Oh, it's not going to be about the Terror Surge at all. They've been crushed at the choke. 2-player advantage as they push through, looking for more kills, Milk Tea, but I don't think they're going to find it. And they get that fight for free, so we are in last fight territory now. Holding the choke. Skyshow gets Remedy. How on earth the Terror Surge goes in from Meng. Window comes out from Kasari. Aki with a counter Terror Surge through this window. This Terror Surge is going to get big value. Misses for cancel. Eileen gets for kill. And Meng's Terror Surge gets slightly more, but Skyshow's still winning. Can they get the touch? Skyshow's walking out. Kyo is on the run. Insane is completely isolated on point. And somehow, someway, Little Sheep are right back onto it. Kyo is trying to live, but they need someone to touch. No one's going to be able to touch, and Little Sheep. Skyshow gets it done. Little Sheep take the map. I thought there they won the Terror Surge battle, but Meng actually got traded after his Terror Surge, as did Aki. And then, yeah, all falls apart, and Little Sheep take the first map. Yeah, I forgot to get the Preds up, but we can get the Preds up for map 2, don't worry. Because this feels like a... maybe not the straightforward series Milk Tea were hoping for. Only used to be so good, hopefully he can bring it back, yeah. TB, a partner team last week, how could they be in a bad spot? Thank you, Elf.
Morning X, loving the streams. It's my favorite way to watch
Ah,
out.
thank you very much, Elf. Honestly, so many kind messages this morning. Everyone's having it's a good, kind Saturday morning. Ooh, should I put the team name in the title as well? Why not? Why not? While I'm doing my job. Versus... Oh, shoot. Maybe I'll put the gifted command in there as well. Alright, so yeah, what a start. A few nice shots from Sky Show through all of that. Really crucial ones in the last fight. I mean, let's actually, while we've got time between maps, let's exploit the fact that we have the YouTube feed today as well. Let's rewatch that last fight. Yeah, he was a flex DPS back in the day. I remember him probably more on Genji than anything else. Alright, yeah, it's just this last fight I really want. Because then they get this one for free or first sim pick. Here we go. Alright, so they move up to the choke. Meng is going to go into them with Terror Surge here. I mean, it's a real argument that they just don't need to do this, right? That all the onus, all the pressure is on Milk Tea to... is on Little Sheep to come through this choke. So when Meng tries to go through it, he just sort of creates a chaotic situation. It's actually a horrific lamp from Kasari as well. It's a terrible lamp. Aki's Terror Surge is good because it stops everyone shooting through this window cleanly. That's probably why they're actually able to get the trade. But Kasari dies to the Terror Surge. But this Terror Surge from Aki leaves Meng isolated. You see now how no one has any vision on Meng at all. I mean, Aki misses the cancel. I think he would have died anyway. And then what is it? I mean, it's 3 players alive. It's Little Sheep are obviously going to be able to get the touch through the Tracer. They're actually forcing a point already. But that means there's 4 players on the high ground right now for Milk Tea. The Sky Show, he kills Meng. They're going to peek for High Noon. Sky Show just dinks for High Noon as it comes around the window. And then, just like that, it's all very different. Whoa, thank you, Seppu. You miss Brendan. Oh, who doesn't?
I miss Brendan on Little Sheep.
Sorry, let me catch up on chat. I was locked into that fight. Oh, we played both roles to this? Okay, yeah. I feel like I have stronger memories of Eileen on Genji. But I believe it. What are we saying? Is it crazy how long the partner skins are taking to release? I mean, I think we're nearly there now. I don't think it's a surprise to the teams and such. I think, oh, thank you, Menace, for a Prime. I don't think it's a surprise. I think they've been pretty transparent with the partner teams about how long it's going to take. But, I mean, obviously, really would have hoped they would be sooner, but is what it is type thing. They said during this season, yeah, I think they said something like for the stage 2 major, right? Yeah, I mean, the Esports World Cup is at the end of July, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the coincide date. Maybe they do it a bit before, you know, help get some sales beforehand, use the Esports World Cup to promote it with them already being out. Oh, role swapped from flex DPS to hit scan DPS. Are they just going to be recolors? Are they going to be very like akin to the Overwatch League skins in terms of? I think is probably like the best way to describe them. Are the partner contracts longer for a year? I actually don't know. My guess would be yes. I'd be really surprised if Blizzard were willing to just do a 1-year contract. I presume they are all either like 2 or 3 years, maybe at the least 2, or there's at least some kind of like +1 type to it, you know, like if they hit X criteria, whatever it is, then the contracts automatically extend or something like that. It took so long, some were about to be relegated. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a couple of previews of the skins. They look nice. you know? Like, they look fitting if you want a way to represent your team in game. I'm getting cooked in the Reddit. Now, last time I saw Reddit was calling me an elite genius. So, Reddit is on my side, I feel like. Yeah, my hope is, Blacko, that... my hope is that when the partner teams play in-game in their matches, they'll all be wearing their skins, you know? So then the partner teams just have, like, a different feel when you watch them. Did Kevin come into Overwatch League as a massive hyperflex DPS? I think he was always just super talented at everything, really. But I very much signed as a flex DPS player. Like, who was it? Was it NRG he was on right before he signed Glads? Is that the right order? He was on, like, some European, whatever, random name teams. Then he was on NRG, and then straight to Glads. But I think on NRG, he mostly played flex DPS stuff. They done something chronic better than Quartz on just Freya. Yeah, Freya specifically we were talking about, really. China has the best logos, both adorable. Yeah, I mean, everyone is, we talked about it a bit yesterday, but everyone has been very keen to overblow what Hunter said and blame him. And whenever this happens, what always creeps out of the woodwork, you get the people who just don't like Hunter anyway, or have like a pre-existing view of him or problem with him, and they just pile on without, you know, without actually looking at it. But anyway, let's lock in. Predictions are closed. We can always talk about it more afterwards. We've got a few games today. We've got plenty of downtime. Milk Tea have opted to go to a dive map here, and they've banned Brig. Little Sheep are going to ban Ball in response, forcing Meng away from that Ball onto the Winston. Gonna be Anna Ilari here, so Milk Tea going for a pretty greedy backline, obviously without the Brig. All backline members are going to feel pretty squishy on both sides here. So that's going to be a key difference. For Little Sheep right now, very much with the Hazard version. They can play a lot through point here just to clear the Winston out. But, a little sleep dart out. Eileen's found a kill as well. Skyshow in a lot of trouble. Found the hammer, will finish the job. Nice little sleep. Eileen finds it. Really, both casters are having their moments so far in this series. And it's going to be an early ult advantage for Milk Tea as well. Slightly quicker Nano, got that high noon to work with as well. They're going to continue to hold this high ground aggressively. Choice now for Little Sheep, but realistically they have to kind of just play it slow until they get their Nano. Could Nano the Hazard onto the backline here? Obviously kill potential is high into an Anna Ilari as long as the Hazard can connect. Or could just use a defensive Nano. For now though, peeking aggressively, Eileen and Kyo using the nade, using the bullets. Keep that point under control. Little Sheep are going to try and rotate and clear the high ground. Here comes a bubble off. Nano actually in, but Meng's going to get walled off. High nade and flashbang around the corner, but they just tank all the damage. Again, there's maybe questions here from Meng, similar to that last fight on Mecha Base, where is Meng just going out of support line of sight. The counter Nano coming through now for Aki. Pressure on. Needs a kill out of this Nano, though. He's on the backline now. Do it. The Nano boosted slash. Insane finds a trade, though. They've lost a lot of their backline. Here comes the downpour. Finishes one kill. And now Fari and Aki. They're getting it done. Meng doesn't quite have the primal yet. Might have to pop it to live here. He has killed Momoga. Doesn't get the primal in time, though. Insane needs to play life at this point. They have to play for a recontest. Alfari's going to see if he can chase this kill, but there is mega control for Insane. Don't know if Alfari has pocket. He's going to try and push it anyway. He's managed to clear the space, but Milk Tea are coming back with a primal of their own. They can get the touch first with Insane, then Meng can take over as well. Early nade onto Meng here as he's going to just jump and bubble off for support. Pops for primal now. Needs to try and find a kill. Kitsune rush out in response from Momoga. Looking for it, but actually Little Sheep, they seem to be grouping up. They've disengaged. It's a 1-for-1 ult. Captive Sun over top. Can they find anything? They do get the Hazard only with that. They'll get the trigger, but no kills. Skyshow's going to charge up this rail and swing as well over onto the Sojourn. Now a chance for Little Sheep to repush. No ults for 180 onto Insane. Skyshow will get traded though, and Aki's going to get naded, which means a late trade. This is the main difference between the Winston and a lot of these, as Milk Tea are going to continue to get the rest of the cleanup kills here. Is the Hazard can't really do much to stop himself getting naded, or stop his team getting naded, or stop himself getting slept. And so far, we've just seen Kyo find a couple of key value timings with these sleeps and these nades. Whereas Winston can always bubble off an area. Saying that, though, a nade for chases on. Skyshow goes flying in. He actually catches Meng napping, literally and figuratively. Now a huge opening pick. They can flood forward. Pressure on the point. Eileen's going to get walled off. No escape for him. And just as it was looking perfect for Milk Tea in this final fight, a little sleep dart from Kasari punishes Meng, and it is their point to cap now. Yeah, Kyo throws a nade, but there's no touch coming through, and Little Sheep will get first point just as their time expires. Can confirm the child eating rumors. Yeah, happy to confirm those. Nanos for both teams in this next fight. Kasari and Kyo both have one ready to go. Suzu's going to be used by Momoga as well just to counteract that anti, as Meng reclaims some of the high ground space for his team. Zappin, holding this. They're all walking forward. Need to be ready for both nano turns. Meng's going to get nanoed around the corner. Skyshow's going to die. Pressure onto the backline now as well. Anna is separated. Momoga's going to fall. Kasari not even use this nano and will die late to Meng here. Insane will come and finish that kill, and they'll get another high ground hold. Very similar to how they were holding on first point. Meng's going to start on the bridge above them. You see Insane just to the left of Eileen right now on the other high ground. Just trying to create these difficult positions for the Little Sheep backline to take space in. Always more difficult for the attacking Anna and backline than the defending one once this high ground is under control. Insane's going to challenge Alfari here. Alfari's keen to get Insane out of position to give his backline a bit of space. The Kiriko's going to help him do that as well. Little Sheep has to try and stabilize underneath. Nano overclock coming through. Skyshow nails the first shot. Anna to deal with. Val takes care of that one. A big combo invested here. Skyshow gets the 2 kills though. Can't find the final one on 2 for Tracer. They clean up point though, but that's a big, big combo to use in the first part of Dorado. Now they're going to have to rely on everything else to finish the job, but Milk Tea, they're coming back with a Primal, a Captive Sun. Lots of tools to get this. You see right now Little Sheep are trying to hold both high ground to the left and the right. Aki is taking responsibility for the right. Skyshow and Momoga and even Kasari are going to take responsibility for the left. Milk Tea have to try and clear some of these sides as they come out. Their cast is coming high ground now, and actually they committed the slash below. They're just trying to kite this high in a Primal. Downpour to turn the kills. Can Aki convert any of those? Meng's got a kill with the Primal though. The Kitsune rushes on the high ground, but no one can use it on Little Sheep's side. Now looking for the triggers. There we go. Remedy will finish the job there on 1. Aki has no choice but to go backwards. You saw him drop the Kitsune Rush on the high ground to try and deal with that Primal, but Meng clears them all off. They all drop, and the Kitsune Rush ends up being a waste from Momoga. Now one final attempt for Little Sheep. Skyshow has gone Hanzo. Alright, need to connect some arrows to make this one work. Alfari is behind with a Pulse Bomb at least, and there is a chance, but this means Insane is going to be unmarked for his Pulse Bomb attempt as well. Both Tracers ignoring each other right now, looking for their own plays. Pulse Bomb is a miss from Alfari though. Meng's forced for Lamp on the other side. Skyshow has a bit of space. Bit of a nothing jump from Meng, so Skyshow can keep looking for arrows, but we need to find a connect here. Looking for Remedy, can't land it. Alfari is dead on point. Now Meng is marking for Hanzo. Nowhere to go for Skyshow. That threat is shut down, and the hold will be secured by Milk Tea. Desperation swaps, Bat, Hanzo just needs hoping for some magic picks out of nothing from Skyshow. Couldn't deliver. And now a pretty respectable hold, all things considered. What was that Alari ult range on the Sojin? Yeah, for one underneath bridge, I thought he missed it, but everyone was lit up. I was ready to call it like a miss and, you know, a bit of a waste. But somehow, that Ilari ult, the splash damage is big. Yeah, that one's just at the end there. Yeah, I was certain it should have been a miss. Because I think it hit the person on the left as well. Let me do a quick action replay here. If I can find it in time. Oh, speaking of which, look who it is. Wait, where's my cursor? Oh, here it is. I have time, 20 seconds. Is it this one? Maybe it was one before this, actually. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it's this one. Oh, yeah, pretty sure it is this one. He just holds it for a while. Fuck, like, it's so far, right? Anyway, on to the next one. Gonna be more Bap Cass Orisa actually from Little Sheep here. A very, very different looking composition here. Only really TM invest so much into playing ground tanks on this type of a map. But remember, how this works for TM normally on the defense is the first part is very difficult for him. You can see Little Sheep aren't even really contesting it. But this second part of first point, it's flat, it's even. The ground tank thrives. Early bubble forced out of Meg as well, or defensive one. Has to just D-peek, slow it down. Eileen's going to try and create some space with a Freya here. But Skyshow's going to take that duel at long range though, so is outmatched at the range here. But Little Sheep are just trying to secure the choke. They're not really going to push in this situation, I don't think. They're just going to try and deal with all the threats. They've marked the Tracer underneath as well. And actually, Alfari looked for the kill onto Kyo, but can't find it. They're going to try and move underneath them instead. Little Sheep have to come back round to the choke. But they're actually committing to this. Alfari continues to harass them underneath. The backline under a lot of pressure. But Insane is still moving the payload all the while during this. But Milk Tea, they're pinned in up here. Meng's going to try and take a little bit. They're looking for that Freya. They've taken a step back there. Bubble just to help the Freya peak. But now Eileen, he has found the kill onto Skyshow. They're pushing forward. Eileen has successfully poked their way out of this. Now they can flood forward. Nade onto Aki as well. Creates a little bit more space. And the payload moved quite a lot here. Alfari's going to find a trade, but they can't get Aki out of this one. Meng can look for more kills, but they're choosing to stabilize. They're trying to deal with the Alfari threat. They take care of him. But Little Sheep, they've made a mess of it. They've let the payload move too much. I don't know. I don't think they can even recontest. Skysho's having a look, but yeah, no one close enough for the touch. Let the payload move too much. It's really that chokehold when the cart goes under the gateway. And that's where you want your hold to be. But Little Sheep spend too much time with the high ground, end up letting it go through. And now 4 minutes 20 seconds. Milk Tea have all their ults coming up as well. Milk Tea in a great position to convert this map. Ties up 1-1. Aki starting on the high ground again here, but it's always going to be scary. The payload pressure is going to be a problem. A window to deal with this nano. A Terror Surge to pull Meg back in, but he jumps out. He kites both of the ults. A 1-for-2 trade for Milk Tea. They did lose Eileen though, so they might still have to reset as Skyshow has dropped to try and clean up the kills on point here as well. Looking for a late one. Nice little dinky high noons as well. Why are we high nooning Skyshow? Just feeling himself. They've successfully repelled Milk Tea for now, and they will take their position back on the high ground. But now a Kitsune Rush and Primal coming up, meaning Milk Tea can continue to be aggressive. They can follow Meng on his next jump, drop the Kitsune Rush to keep pushing, keep on the back foot. Here we go. Meng is already, he's forced the lamp already. He's going to kill him. They didn't even need the Kitsune Rush. They've all left for Baptiste to push forward. Little Sheep are playing for trades. They're getting them though. Momoga and Aki have found 2 in the backline, 3 in the backline. They need to go get the payload before it gets too far. The cart is not too far from that checkpoint, but they've done it. They sacrificed for Baptiste. Primal's going to be used from Meng. He wants to turn some of these kills. They found Momoga. If he can get another kill here, Meng, it'll be worth it. But he's taken so much damage. He has to be careful. He does get the kill. Pulse Bomb comes out. Meng will get traded for that. Kitsune Rush now on point as Remedy tries to clear this Orisa. Nade is going to force him back. Nearly has a spin time in Hiraki to get around the corner. Can't survive though. Suzu not in time. Now more pressure. Pulse Bomb is good as well. No Suzu, no lamp for that. And his late kills from Insane are going to cause problems. But Kasari's found a trade on point. Little Sheep are turning us into a dogfight right now. Insane's going to be forced out. Both teams are going to regroup, and we're going to play for one more fight. Little Sheep need to hold. They've got the Terror Surge with which to do it. Bolts force a defensive nade out of Kyo. Pressure now comes through from Alfari, but has to recall before he can get it. Terror Surge now to finish it in. Has the self-nano perk here, Kyo, so he will be able to survive that one. Now Meng trying to find an aggressive angle with his next jump. Can he connect with this one? Going for the Kiriko. Suzu has been forced. TP is available as well. Now, limited cooldowns. The lamp is out as well. The backline has no cooldowns. Kasari dies as he goes for window. Bowler into the back as well. And Milk Tea have surely done enough now. Skyshow is trying to get trades on the Freya. Aki has found one on point. Skyshow, though, he can win this duel. Wait, Alfari's got a kill as well. They're not quite done yet. Insane is on point. Tracer 1v1 on point. Alfari is so low. Desperation Pulse Bomb out. He looks at it. So much aura in that. So much aura and confidence. Actually class. Actually class from Insane there. Let's get an action replay of that. Because that was, I mean, fair play, Little Sheep nearly clutched that one out. Because this is again, it's like 4v3 Azaki gets for trade on point. Sky Show wins this one by the skin of his teeth. Alfari's able to get this kill onto Remedy as well. So now it is just 2v2, but Sky Show's 1 HP and Alfari has no recall. So yeah, Sky Show's going to die to Insane. Don't know why he dropped off the high. Was he already dropping off the high ground? Why did he drop off the high ground here? Because he wins this by the skin of his teeth. Oh, he used his dash, yeah. And then Insane. Knows he has the recall advantage. Oh. Want to duo today? Yeah, we can duo for a bit. The only problem is I'm streaming through, I'm watching the thing through VLC. So hold on, let me see if I can find a way for you to watch it through VLC as well. Bear with me. Technical stuff. Technical stuff. Oh wait, hold on. Bear with me a sec. Alright, well, are you coming now, Haddy? Let me see if I can... Hold on, let me get rid of that. Oh, for EMEA? Oh, okay. That's easier from a technical standpoint then. Then yeah, we can. If you're about tonight, I'll be on for it. Gonna rank to EMEA. Yeah, I'm down. Let me still have a Preds for you guys as well. So, milk tea. Winners. Wait, is that the right one? Yeah. Milk tea, winners. Morning, Panda. Have I done my fantasy fun this week? Not yet, Brigadier. I'm going to be doing it before EMEA and North America.
是觉得目前比分1-1啊，下张地图要让这个小杨来选图了。对，我们看到来到这个关键之战啊，两支队伍比分还是咬得挺紧的，而且现在还是那句话，就看看就我们说到关键班裂空要不要搬。
Alright, and then I'll get the map 3 Preds up as well. So, feels a little bit Tennessee at the moment, doesn't it?
在这个除了长枪的这个选择上面，另外一个 C 位，它就对于 Milk Tea 来讲，可能还有一手，所以今天对于他们来说，这个班位还可以去选择到裂空。对，我觉得如果真的是要去针对到 Milk Tea 的话，操作一下裂空是完全可以的。尤其是小慧的裂空在最近的表现也是非常稳定。现在我觉得对于像老陈前面说的啊，就是 Milk Tea 有个队伍，这个队伍有个问题就是不太。
Had he only co-casting EMEA when the French are dead? Yeah, noticing. I see it too, Koza. If only Brendan was here, it'd be an easy FIO for LS. Feels like it's right in the balance. Expectations on today's game. So in terms of where am I going? This one. We could do like a proper look through after the game because I reckon we'll have like 10 or so minutes downtime, but. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought Milk Tea... I still think Milk Tea should win this. I think Team CC will smash zones, and then I think Rock Esports... I mean, they're going to get outclassed, right? Nothing super bold in these predictions. EMEA-wise, today we have... Which game is it today? It's the third, fourth game, essentially. The lower bracket semi and the upper bracket final as well, right? And then we'll have lower bracket final and grand finals tomorrow. So for EMEA... I think VP are going to beat TU. Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling for Chrissy, but, you know. Yeah. We'll cheer for him a bit anyway, you never know. Never know. In terms of the upper bracket, I'm actually still pretty TM-pilled. I think the Simban, or not the Simban, sorry, the Tracer becoming more relevant will help TM more than it will help VP. We'll have to see if any of the other comps change. I know KSA is like talking on Twitter about Junker Queen, but I'll believe it when I see it type B. So yeah, so I think TM and VP to win today. Then North America, I actually think Team Liquid will win. I feel like GK are the favourite, just, you know, based on how everything's gone so far this year. But I think Team Liquid are going to win tonight. And I think SSG are going to win actually quite comfortably against Nightmare. Chronic would have to do tremendous things. But I think Frey is going to get a little bit harder with the Tracer buffs. Sugar Free is going to get more value than Rocket will be. Really lining up, I think, for like a Sugar Free masterclass in that SSG Nightmare game. High expectations.
要么就是搬奥利莎，如果说不狠一点，就是哦，搬毛将。
All right, so we're going to read a Sappy now. Little Sheep are going to ban the Malga. Baptiste ban from. Sorry, Little Sheep ban the Malga. Milk Tea going to ban the Baptiste instead.
搞耍，然后就是 CC 全程。 对吧？也不是全程吧，大部分时间都让 Gaga 去拿。
I heard Twilight won't play today. Any ideas? Yeah, some ideas. Some ideas.
上场可以上吗？这可以上，但是他还是非常吃地图跟阵容的。主要我觉得这手。
So just gonna be an Orisa mirror. This was tighter on Busan. Tighter on Busan, but did very much go the way of Little Sheep. So it makes sense, right? I imagine this is how the draft is going to go for both teams, as Milk Tea will try and take us to dive maps where we can. Little Sheep will be happy to force the brawl. Have to bear in mind that, obviously, we're going to have to play Flashpoint at some point, which is going to be hard for any version of dive composition here. So Little Sheep going to take push. Avoid any kind of weird Esperanzas or anything like that, or something else might be a little bit more viable. Instead, just force more of this Orisa mirror. Maybe the initial thing to note is Little Sheep are starting on Kiri Brig. Yeah, not a composition we see all that often here in this type of mirror here, as opposed to a Kiri Lucio or a Juno Lucio, Juno Brig, something like this. Kiri and Brig here. So we'll see how Little Sheep choose to approach this. Means they have two heroes that are very good at supporting these side positions. For now, though, just playing in main. Skyshow's going to get marked by this Orisa. It's going to get full pocket, though. Menga's gone all in on this, and Aki's going to get a kill in the backline as they do this, but they have got their man. Skyshow falls, Momoga shortly afterwards. Now they're going to try and trade for kills as everyone commits in. Aki's able to find one, and it's turned into a brawl in this, but Aki's got no healing. Just Alfari taken down by Insane. Insane's giving Alfari the heat in this one. Big matchup between the Tracer players. Stick on the Brig after seeing the comp here, so Little Sheep clearly have something in mind. I mean, the worry with the Kiri, you think of these type of brawl compositions, and so often we talk about push and pull metas, right? Skyshow's going to fall early, so a nice opening pick. They can just flood forward now. What I was going to say, they're going to get actually all the kills here. This is going to be a very easy fight for them. What I was going to say is, when we think of these brawl metas, it's a push-pull meta, right? Backwards and forth, and therefore some version of speed, whether that's Juno or whether that's Lucio, end up being super crucial. Because you're quicker at going, you're quicker at pushing, you're quicker at pulling. So, seeing no version of that on the side of Little Sheep, feels like instead they're going to really have to play to win through the sides, you know? A lot of resources into Skyshow, into Alfari. Can they win that part of the battle? You know, a Lucio Tracer can play no side fights for Milk Tea, but it's not as strong. So, eyes on the flank, I think, here, and if Little Sheep can exploit those positions. But for now, Little Sheep, they're going to start with this High Noon. Oh, sorry, died to this High Noon. Aki's going to Terror Surge to try and trade it, but it's just all in front of them. And this has been really poor from Little Sheep so far. Really poor. As such, they're going to concede a pretty gigantic lead, and Milk Tea have done this all for just a High Noon. Double support out now coming in, and again, I think in this type of matchup, really have to favour the beat over the rally as well. If Momoga can even get in there, still needs 12%. So, expect Milk Tea to start sort of a big layered fight here. They can start with their Kitsune Rush, maybe force Kasari to mirror it, then beat or Terror Surge over the top. Here's the start. Kitsune Rushes will be mirrored. Chance now to beat over the top for a C. Hasn't used it yet, though. Momoga still has the rally to throw in here. Momoga's going to die to the pulse bomb, though. No chance for that rally. Now the Terror Surge in from Meng, and C has held this beat the entire time. They're desperate for a trade, Little Sheep. Some sign of life. Oh, but it's not looking like it at all. And now a beat advantage push. Well, beat versus rally. Skyshow about to have the overclock, 20%. If they can drag this fight out a little bit, SkyShow can maybe turn with a mid-fight overclock. But they need to get there first, and it's been on the ropes from Little Sheep already. Getting forced in, trying to make their way closer to point. Eileen's going to backstep those torpedoes. Now the rally comes out as Kasari has made his way onto Juno as well, so they have speed. But look at this kite from Milk Tea. They're so far back. Now a beat advantage push. Momoga has to be careful going forward. There's going to be a beat push coming soon. Here comes the beat, but not in time for Eileen. Alfari with a crucial trade. SkyShow is going to slide into the backline as well, and they've done it. The beat push has got nothing. Insane and Kyo are still going to scrap it out, but the trades, it's too much damage here. And Milk Tea will be repelled. They'll clean up these supports as well. Nowhere for Kyo to go. Oh! Tries to get a late kill onto him. There is still a Tracer behind here as Insane is causing more problems, but he's ran out to the flank now. I think Alfari potentially trying to chase that one down. Insane and Alfari have been butting heads all series long, and Insane might actually get out here as well. Has to recall one more time, doesn't get all his blinks back yet, doesn't have a perk. A late kill on both Tracers. Not a lot separating them now. 4v4. The Tracers, that is. There's a lot separating the teams. Meng's going to come out and stop the point now. High noon swingers, all of Little Sheep try and D-peak. They have a Terror Surge to come back out when they go for it, but Aki's taken so much damage. Aki is so hopelessly split right now. He Terror Surges in the back versus a Tracer. Oh, disaster from Aki. Kites away, but SkyShow's still not done yet. Gets a couple of trades with the Overclock. Pulse Bomb onto the Arista as well. Meng is half HP. Milk Tea are going to try and slow it down and stabilize, but SkyShow is still farming rails. Looking for opportunities here. Alfari with some pressure onto the backline as well. His recall has been forced as he backs out, though. They're trying to overload Insane. Insane's had his recall forced as well. Both Tracers going to have to slow it down as Momoga is respawned. Both teams coming back to full strength. It's going to be Kitsune Rush for Kyo, but Kasari has his first rate of the game. Now, and Alfari! There's the Tracer gap. They continue to butt heads, but this one goes Alfari's way. Ray out in response to that Kitsune Rush, and SkyShow's going to try and push forward. But, oh, a good spin, actually, from Meng. Keeps him out of the Ray, but it doesn't stop Alfari getting value. Tracer advantage, unmarked in the backline, and Alfari pulls apart a couple. And Little Sheep are clawing their way step by step into this. And by step, I mean they're about to get their first meters on the board. There's a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong. But the Juno Brig seems to be finding them a little bit more success. Momoga's going to keep this point walking forward. Meng has the Terror Surge to throw backness. Insane is behind the car. I don't think they know. Gonna go for some damage onto the brig here. Momoga gonna bash into a wall, actually. Momoga's made a meal of this. Insane's desperate for the kill. They've actually traded this one, though. 3v3 situation as Insane does get that kill onto the brig off screen. Insane's got two behind, and they failed to deal with Insane. Momoga made an absolute meal of that. And just as they get a bit of a foothold back on the map, Little Sheep, all unraveled by Insane's individual effort in the backline there. Now, beat push coming up soon for C. Momoga's going to have the rally to match that one, and Aki's going to have the Terror Surge advantage here. So, if I'm Little Sheep, I can actually just start with the rally, and if they beat back, I can use the Terror Surge. But, oh, Insane's just going to hit the Pulse Bomb, doesn't even get to the rally. Momoga dead again. Forget about your ult trades, Insane's just killing your backline. Now player advantage, they're just going to walk forward. Javelin is good actually, SkyShow is low. Manages to get round the corner, he's still low though, has to try and slide for torpedoes are going to save him. Insane looking for more pressure, but SkyShow a good shot to relieve that pressure. Aki's looking for a push forward now to catch him. Another one for SkyShow. They lose Momoga on the way forward, par the course. But SkyShow bails them out of that one, and bails them out without really using any ults. They are doubling down for trades now, so SkyShow's in a lot of trouble. Kyo's actually going to be able to get in that one before they can finish them off. So, more trouble for Little Sheep. Every time it looks like they might get a chance to gain some meaningful meters, a trade, a play from Insane, everything is just slowing them down as we enter the final 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Alfari is looking for Insane again. Eyes on that Tracer. The payload's going to move around the corner, so Milk Tea just going to take it. Thank you, Razvan, for the 100 bits. Thank you very much. Big ult trade coming up. Little Sheep are going to have all 5. Milk Tea only 4, but one of those is the Pulse Bomb, so it doesn't matter as much. Ray, though, is going to be the key ultimate in all of this. Ray is more powerful than all the other ults in question here. Aki's going to walk around Kitsune Rush, rally in exchange from Momoga right now. Kasari still has that Ray to push with. Here comes for Ray, double support ult. Z needs to beat immediately. There's an overclock to chase it now. SkyShow, Terror Surge walking through as well. Suzu gets them all out of it. They need kills out of this overclock. Repeat from C is going to be brutal, and SkyShow finds all the kills. No chance for Meng to get that Terror Surge off. And SkyShow avoiding all the trades. Denied the ace by Aki. Fuck you, Aki. Skyshow, though, key overclock in this heavily ult-layered fight. And that will secure Little Sheep. Checkpoint. Not out of the woods yet. Not even actually close to out of the woods yet for Little Sheep. There's 1 minute and 40 seconds left, and they still need to win a couple more fights in a row, and they've got ult disadvantage for it, because it was all 5 in the previous one. Meng now has the Terror Surge, just plowing forward, looking for it. Insane nails the Pulse Bomb onto Momoga again. Cannot catch a break, Momoga. Eileen's going to try and deal with this Tracer threat at the back of his own as well, but while they deal with that threat, they're also winning the frontline battle as well, and it has to be a reset here for Little Sheep. At least the ult situation is equal. Full neutral for this next one. Final minute. Little Sheep need to win multiple fights in a row, and they need to try and win them cleanly. Aki's actually stopped the payload, so a bit of a mismanagement there from Milk Tea about where they thought the retake was going to come from, so they're going to have to come back to the choke. Little Sheep are kind of just pulling them around. The backline of Little Sheep is here as well. They're going to regain control of the payload. Aki's committing to this, but Aki's a little bit split from his backline now. I thought it was Little Sheep pulling Milk Tea apart, but Little Sheep seem a little bit disorganized in where they want to take in this fight. Recalls will be traded by the Tracers as both teams are going to meet on, and this Kyo Kitsune rush might actually be up before a lot of the other support ults. Have to be careful here, Little Sheep. They don't just walk into this Kitsune rush. Aki's going to try and peek the corner. Looks for a little bit more right now. Pressure on, and Skyshow finds the kill. High Noon back, but Aki can get behind cover. Can they find it? Goes for the cancel. Misses it. Pulse Bomb is out. Has to roll. Cancel it and roll to save the damage there, Eileen. More pressure coming out from Alfari here. Going to walk in. Aki's going to smash him into a wall. And this Kitsune rush isn't working at all. They've thrown it away. This is the opening Little Sheep might need. We're going to head into overtime right now. But the ult economy is going to swing massively in Little Sheep's favour. They have double support ult right now and the Terror Surge. C and Meng don't quite have it yet. Can we get a late kill onto C as well? They certainly can. Alright, I mean, they are 80 meters behind. But do not be mistaken. This is winnable for Little Sheep right now. Milk Tea, they have a chance to take multiple fights. The important thing for Milk Tea here is at least get kills. It's hard to win these fights. Hard to win these fights into this ult situation, but at least get kills. Insane and Alfari continue their eternal battle on the Tracer side, but Alfari has to recall. Pressure onto him now as Velucio overloads. Regroup towards his team, Alfari, as they keep pushing in. Kasari gonna take a javelin. Dies without getting the ray off. The spear from Meng has done it all. Rally from Momoga, but it's desperation situation now. Insane is trying to base it out. Looks for the Pulse Bomb. Terror Surge pulls him back in. Now Skyshow trying to go for it. Insane dies to his own Pulse Bomb. He's pulled back in. Oh, it's still on for Little Sheep right now. They push forward. Pulse Bomb onto the Orisa. They need this kill as quickly as possible. They need to avoid trades, but Momoga will die. No healing available for Little Sheep right now. Skyshow with the overclock. He's going to clean them all up. Needs to get this Kiri as well. Will get the Kiri. Another clean overclock from Skyshow. And they're not out of it yet. Kasari is coming back with Ray. It's possible. C has the beat, but the Ray should beat the beat if they can just stay in that bloody Ray. Momoga's going to be the slowest one back, though. Aki is creeping the payload forward. One fight territory. Little Sheep, the comeback. Avril Fury in a state right now. It didn't account for this. It says it shouldn't be possible. Kasari's going to drop the Ray. They push forward. Beat in response now. Eileen is pushing forward. Fan the hammer onto Kasari. Nails the kill. They don't find any kills out of the Ray. Skyshow finds one now, but it's only a Lucio. He's going to get traded for it. More pressure onto Momoga. He's just trying to pull Insane out of position. Insane's going to turn his attention back towards point. There's a Kitsune rush there as well. Alfari is stalling it out, but they're running out of players. They're running out of cooldowns. They're running out of everything. Alfari going to run, play his life. The payload will stop. And Milk Tea, hold on. Ooh, thank you, Musket, as well, for the tier 1 during all of that. Welcome back. Oh. How I thought they were going to get more kills than the Ray. It was a really good flip.
然后去发挥出了这样的一个击杀。
刚刚这张地图，我们可以看到整张地图看下来，艾琳的输出一直是受限的，她需要去帮前排压位置。
Delayed beat was good, yeah. I mean, the person who should have been, if we go to our YouTube action replay, the person who should have died, I think, in this Ray, or what should have been the key target when they push with this Ray here, Little Sheep, is Eileen has to be, I think, the most killable person. Because, you know, the Tracer, the Orisa is always hard to kill, the Tracer can run around, the Kiri has a billion cooldowns, but, like, look at Eileen here, like, I know he literally has 1000 HP, right? Thank you, Razvan, as well. Thank you for the bits. Avril Fury stands. It held! It held! It was on the ropes, but it held. I know he has 1,000 HP, but we have a Ray, you know? Like, this moment when he does this, I'm just wondering where is everyone? Like, where's the damage type thing, you know? Because Kasari's going to try and rotate through. I don't know where Skyshow is here. But he's just on point.
是的，那么现在比分 Milk Tea 已经是2-1拿下赛点，我们是稍微休息，稍后回来。
Yeah, I mean, it is a nice beat push into it. They really make Kasari's life impossible. But I just wonder if there was, like, more chance to get a kill in those Rays. And I feel like Eileen is the guy who has, like, the least mobility in terms of all of it. Skyshow got javelined. Oh, did he? Maybe that's why we're, like, just missing that. Back a little bit more. Could be before this. Oh, he gets like javelined here as they flip through, right? I can feel obviously like you need for Ray to get value, but it doesn't look as clear as maybe I thought it would be. Either way, it's a really important win, right? Because this is Milk Tea winning a matchup on the type of composition they were struggling on Busan, or losing on Busan.
目前比分2-1来到赛点，其实刚刚这样就真的非常非常的接近啊。
前面那么大优势啊，139米。
其实问题就出在他们。
Ooh, people are putting Milk Tea up 97%. Ooh, there's a value bet in there somewhere. There might not be a value bet in there now. I've just spoken about it.
我们看两边的大招的这个组合是不同的嘛，辅助上面一边是鹰杖跟狐。
Was that hiding to reload? Sorry, Panda. I always fit to read your YouTube chat. I presume that was one on the Dorado. Yeah, it was just doing it to reload. He actually needed to grow up.
而且还有个最关键的问题，就是索杰恩的大招团跟卡西迪的大招团，它又不一样啊。因为卡西迪要读50一道，如果没有50一道，对面有个基地超频，那你这个输出其实是不对等的。所以我们看到很多时候在这个残局，索杰恩。 他能够这个频繁的去站出来，所以
when does Avril Theory? So Avril Theory is once a team has 100-meter lead on push, they're going to win.
如果说小杨想要去针对的去搬或者怎么样，要不我就让卡西迪搬。
Which I mean, it's true. Sure, it's true.
我觉得没有问题不怕，他们前面打了那么多枪斧。
但今天艾琳确实打得好。
对，艾琳今天的这个卡西迪的整个的手感，我觉得非常非常的不错。
对，就是把你这个手感活着的人先给你搬掉，然后本来就是因为 Milk Tea 现在打卡西迪打得多，他就是打得多。
哦呦，你看看这个差距啊
，100 meters lead before the other team gets 50. Oh yeah, I think that's for like the nitty gritty of it. I mean, yeah. A classic elite genius moment there. Also known as the Sky is Blue Theory. Yeah.
真的差不多啊。所以现在看一下小杨的一个选图吧，我觉得从我的角度来讲的话，是真可以。
It's like, do you remember in Overwatch League? I feel like it was right near the start, like Season 1 or Season 2 or something. And they had all these stats about, like, first pick. You know, like, oh, if you get first pick, there's X percentage chance to win the fight, you know? And I was like, well, yeah. Because you've got more players. I mean, you're right, but we're not scraping very deep into the depths of knowledge here. Can we add a theory that says that the team that picks Crazy Raccoon will lose the series, because I feel like it happens all the time? Yeah, that's a reasonable high accuracy theory. Hamber getting sacrificed seems to counteract that. True. Ooh, okay. So, Little Sheep banning the Winston. Take us to King's Row, ban the Winston. Milk Tea gonna follow up with a Genji ban. Doesn't feel all that To be fair, the purpose of that stat was to show how significant it is for a team to come back. Okay, that's like a more interesting angle at least. But I feel like it's like I feel a lot of the time, and I think it's true in football and stuff as well. But a lot of the time, the data used is always quite shallow in these. You know, like it'll show you like a big basic trend, but it won't show you anything meaningful, right? Whereas like really, like say some of the stuff we looked at London is you could look at, because you can get if you get the first kill, what's your fight win percentage, right? But also that varies composition to composition. So that's where it gets more interesting, you know? Like, is first pick less important in a dive matchup than it is in a brawl matchup? These type of things, you know? Like, I think there's more interesting data in there other than just the surface level one. Alright, should we lock back in? Because remember, this is an elimination game, so Little Sheep playing for their lives here. Gonna be King's Row. Starting on the low ground here, Little Sheep. So the high ground is free, actually, if Eileen wants to go for it. They're just trying to flip through out Hotel. Nice dink. Slows down Alfari, who has to go get that health back. More dinks from Eileen. Put more pressure out here. Keeping his eyes on that Tracer, and now he's going to rotate to the high ground position. They're trying to bully them back in Hotel, but Milk Tea are not rushing into any of this. They feel like they've got them under control and contained right now. They still have a good position. Alfari's going to try and come behind here, threaten this Cass, as Skysho's going to peek back out, looking for it. Window comes through. Skysho rolls through the window, but the early window's still going to do the damage. And just unaware, Milk Tea, it feels like, of that ult. First fight, you should be able to press tab. You'll be able to get the perfect read on who has ult and who doesn't have ult and exactly when they have it. Because all the numbers start from 0, and you should know the numbers for when they fully charge it. But there, Milk Tea, exposed, caught napping, didn't realise the window was going to come up first. And you saw Meng just in a way too committed position, nowhere to DP, not the cooldowns to deal with it. Ends up being a first point for Little Sheep there. Alfari and Insane, they're at it again, but Aki's just died in main. Just one shot by that window, so problems all round here, I guess, in terms of dealing with the windows, and it'll be a quick reset here as Little Sheep are going to be forced back into the spawn. Insane's going to get himself behind, as is Alfari. You see C trying to mark and deal with that now, just keep Alfari contained. Knows he has the Pulse Bomb. Insane also has a Pulse Bomb, wanted to force the lamp before committing for it. Pulse Bomb goes out into the Lucio, it's a miss from Alfari. They've lost Eileen in main, while this Tracer Lucio battle happens on top. Meng is going to keep trying to hold the corner here. He has a Terror Surge if he wants to commit to the position, but they are a player down, remember, here. He's going to go for it right now. Pulse Bomb comes out. The Pulse Bomb combo gets 2, and that's a huge amount of damage. Aki tried to respond with one of his own here. Skysho's going to get a late trade. Lives as well. Meng's going to push for this kill, but he has to go past the Orisa. But Cass is 1 HP in one corner. Body block for him. He gets behind the phone box. He's going to high noon. The support wasn't quite back in time. You saw Kasari trying to rush it, and they're going to... They're going to lose both their DPS late here. And actually, Milk Tea, they can hold on to this choke right now. Needed to just keep hiding. Just keep hiding and play life there. Let Aki body block for you and just put some damage in. Aki's now going to try and come through. Got a little bit of zoning on the backline there, but Meng is a little bit isolated if Skysho can swing. He's going to start swinging it out. Throws for Famba Hammer in. They're going to rally into it as well. Beat back to save Meng now. They push back in, but Kasari's got the window as well. Eileen's trying to deal with this Tracer, but cannot. Little Sheep, on the other hand, better job dealing with that one. Eileen has been forced all the way out. Aki has to be careful, though. Everyone is low, but Skysho is flooding forward. They've separated Meng on the point here. Meng's going to play for a late trade. Window for this trade as well. Keo is going to get 1. He drops the lamp. Surely not worth the window for a trade, though. Outrageous take from Keo and Meng, I think, to try and clutch that one. Especially with where the cart is. It's so far back. Just... You take the ult trade, you lost the fight, you've got a clean retake. Now they have to do it without window. They're getting close to this Terror Surge. Last time they did the Terror Surge Pulse Bomb combo. There's a few ways to do this. You can just hit the Terror Surge and have your Tracer go for a stick. Or you can do it the Super Shy way. Pulse Bomb on the floor and Terror Surge to suck them into the Pulse Bomb. People reliably inform me the Super Shy way is better, but let's see if either team goes for it here, because both teams are going to have that Pulse Bomb Terror Surge combo available. Alfari's coming through, just goes for his own Pulse Bomb attempt actually here as Eileen swings out, doesn't connect it though. Eileen's still peeking, Recall has been used, Alfari is committing to this one, he's so low. Skysho interrupts though, it's a trade on the flank. Now trying to deal with this, but Insane has found Momogan. Neither team going for the combo, both teams have Terror Surge, but player advantage now for Milk Tea as they try and stabilize. They're forced back a little bit, Javelin out onto Aki. Lamp has been forced. Skysho is just trying to... They're just keeping the space here, seeing if Skysho can find something. Need to be careful. The BAP has gone a different way, and that's going to be easy pickings for Insane. Now Skysho playing around the Mega. Has to be careful, but Alfari is there to bodyguard. Little Sheep will be able to regroup. And they'll have a Terror Surge window coming back as well. Charged up Javelin from Meng, can't find anything. Both teams are going to reset around this. Again, very similar looking ult situation with the Terror Surge's chances for windows to be used in this as well. Generally, when you're trying to Terror Surge when the other team enemy has window, you want to make sure you connect with the Baptiste on that. Obviously, the Baptiste can play quite far back on this particular point, so it's difficult. Little Sheep have to try and earn a little bit of space first, maybe even start with the window. Alfari has been contained for now. Aki's going to try and cross for distance. He catches no one. It's a disaster. You need to be the other side of that window. He does manage to de-peek, but Meng is still holding it. The Javelin is good. Forces for recall. Aki's going to try and regroup with the team here. They can still push forward. Momoga is about to have the rally. Aki, even trades though, 1 for 1. Aki's going to keep walking forward. Beat comes out in response to this rally right now. All to play for Insane. Has for Pulse Bomb. Kasari is on the high ground though. Hard to dislodge. For Javelin now out onto Insane. He's going for it. It's good onto Momoga. Every single time Insane sticks Momoga. And now Insane with a great chance to clean up. But he doesn't have recall, and Alfari's trying to force for trade. They're playing for it. Meng is coming back. Alfari's found a kill though. They're going to actually get some cart progress here as they try and kill the Orisa on point. Alfari is so low. Dives in for Insane, but Meng is there. And the Orisa Tracer 2v2 eventually goes the way of Milk Tea. 24 seconds left. Little Sheep. Remember, the elimination map for them, they need to win it. They really need more to work with here on their offense. It's going to be High Noon versus High Noon, and Insane has killed Kasari before the fight. Little Sheep need an almighty clutch right now. Eileen is just roaming around looking for the Tracer. Alfari will get the touch, but recall has been forced. Flashbang can't confirm the kill. Look at Skyshow. He's stuck between 2 DPS. He's going to get in the library, try and get some peace, but won't be left alone. Alfari's going to die on point. Skyshow's going to die, staggered behind, and Insane makes a crucial play there to... I mean, Little Sheep just have no chance in that final fight. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, Insane is getting the better of Alfari here. Insane's had a great series. And now, this is King's Row. Like, King's Row first point, so hard to defend. King's Row second point, particularly difficult as well. Easier, but still not easy. So really, I think this is like, you know, attack favored map, I'd say. Surely Momoga will get his shield on one of these pulse bombs. It's not looking likely. But you know, past performance isn't necessarily indicative of future performance. Little Sheep gonna go for not too many surprises on the defense comp here. Gonna keep playing the Orisa. This is where they had their initial success on Busan. In terms of Esports World Cup qualification, loser is... We're not at that stage yet, because we're in the lower bracket now. So loser is eliminated from the China playoffs. Winner just continues through the lower bracket and will still have a chance at it. They'll have to beat the winner of the other lower bracket quarterfinal, I want to say it is, to secure themselves a spot. But that will be happening on Sunday, I believe. Yeah, Sunday for that game. Yes, for real Eileen. Okay, so no surprise for Milk Tea either. We're actually going to play the Lucio version here. So again, push-pull, better for Milk Tea. Little Sheep, in theory, more control, better support on the side. See, in a lot of trouble there. You can see this core of Little Sheep, their backline and the cast just holding that high ground, trying to maintain that dominant position, while Aki plays this difficult-to-clear position inside the statue. But Insane! He's found a Tracer gap! Every time Milk Tea are in trouble, Insane finds them an opening, but it's been traded right back for now. They're gonna trade Skyshow. The backline went backwards, but Skyshow, no fear. Maybe no awareness, and it's going to be an easy first point for Milk Tea in the end. Again, courtesy of Insane. Morning, Lipper. Now, that'll be first cap. Oh, need to be careful. I'm actually going to try... Oh, yeah, they're going to get Alpha E as well. In theory, the side fight should be better for the Brig Tracer or the Brig Cass, whoever Little Sheep commit to that. But so far, it's actually C who's found more opportunities to help Insane there. Now Momoga, danger of dying late. Meng's going to get that one, and it is falling apart right now for Little Sheep. They are crumbling. There's going to be a late kill onto Aki here as well. Nowhere. Are they going to... Go get him! Go get him! Are they just going to try and really stagger him out? Yeah, it's actually going to be even more painful. They just wanted an even more painful one. If they get the Baptiste here as well, it's such a big problem. Momoga is back, and the backline of Little Sheep have reunited. Pulse Bomb out, blocked, lamped. Oh, but Insane gets the kill anyway. Skyshow will trade it. 4v4. And Little Sheep, once Aki is there, they can just retake this now. Alfari's already threatening to come through the flank. Obviously, there is no Tracer to mark him now, so Eileen is going to try and deal with that. Meng knows where he is, and Eileen's going to push that Tracer on the left-hand side of our screen right now. So Alfari leaves, just tries to overload the front line, and Milk Tea are going to regroup. Force back. Meng trying to take a bit of space. There's a window though. Aki is so low. Spin and lamp to get him out of that one. They get back around the corner. Insane has killed Alfari on the flank again. A high noon swing. Gets the kill through the window. They can't kill Eileen. Oh, and this is Milk Teas. We're about to eliminate Little Sheep here. Terror Surge and a boop in onto Kasari. And there's not a recontest here. Alfari was the first back up, so he's the most likely to touch. But look at him right now. He's having to go past an Orisa, past a Tracer. And with 3 minutes, 50 seconds to spare, Milk Tea claim a well-earned victory. The sheep has been milked. The sheep has been milked. Insane gets Alfari every time. Yeah, I mean, trying so hard not to fall into a word trap of Insane twice, but he's playing really well.
两边队伍其实我觉得都还是互有胜负的。当然是到了国王。
After the latest episode, I want to know what Chrysler is smoking. Which bit? The NA versus EMEA? I feel like that was, and that's maybe been our most divisive bit. Cheers, Jonte. Yeah.
对，其实我觉得相对于前面的几张地图，他们在尤其是在卢校地图来说的话，国王打的相对来说打的会比前面几张地图要更加有秩序一点。虽然自己滑墙被打死了啊，但是该说的还是要说，就是他们整体
I think Peps will stomp Secure an Extinction.
卢校的支援，包括自己打会比前面要稍微好一些。
其实看到今天这个结果呢，我
I think on the NA EMEA divide, yeah, I think Nightmare would beat TU and Genji. I think Until's actually right, you know? I think really both regions just have like a clear top 3, right? So they're both, if you're not in that top 3, it's about as hard in either region. But I think right now, Nightmare looks better. Am I doing more interviews for the Esports World Cup? Yes. Best of 4? Is it best? I thought it was just over. We got a false prediction. Hold. They won't bet their money. Yeah, it's just over. Milk Tea have got 3. Oh, get those. I don't think anyone's actually bet, to be fair, but I'll get them. I'll cancel it. False hope for any little sheepers. What was Chris's reaction to the patch notes? I mean, the Tracer one was the big win for him. Insane player of the match? Easily. Easily. We get a Psycho interview? Maybe. Maybe. I'll decide sort of closer to the time. Maybe, like, because the actual Esports World Cup doesn't happen for quite a while. So, like, end of July is the tournament itself. So, we'll wait for... Because I think there's going to be a mid-season patch as well. Or there's going to be, like, another patch potentially before the Esports World Cup. I'm not certain on that, but I think there's going to be another one. So... want to get it sort of closer to the time, like once teams start boot camping and stuff, and that's where I want to try and sort of time my interviews with. You're alright, Panda. How's Eileen looked? Yeah, pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Quite a lot of nice shots. Probably better if, like, Skyshow had a few, like, good moments, like some cool overclocks, a clutch shot at the end of Busan, but Eileen more consistent throughout the series. None of these are real commands. Alright, I'm going to grab some more water, and then we can lock in for our next series, which is going to be a team we've not seen so far in playoffs, Zones, against, obviously, Team CC. Team CC being the pretty substantial favourites here. If anyone's interested in the Zones roster, there's a couple of names you might recognise. We're looking at Ruler, who people might remember from OWCS Korea, again on sort of bottom end Korea teams and all of this, and of course Pride as well. A couple of names not familiar with at all in terms of Remaker and Teng Yan. I'm going to enjoy the Weir and Fia backline though. I can get behind this. Click the staff. Oh, Roshan! Fuck me, that is a name. That is a name from the past. How old is he now? 28? He's not actually that old. There he is.
辅助线的一个改动之后，我觉得其实换出卢肖巴蒂效果就好得多了。是的，那我们先来看一下本场比赛的 MVP 是颁给了谁
Yeah, all the way back in Season 1 he was a player.
好，小慧。
Is Weir? I presume so. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's got an LA Valiant jersey on. Guangzhou Charge for a little bit as well. I don't even remember. Oh, maybe I do remember that. Yeah, Guangzhou Charge for a little bit. LA Valiant when they had their Chinese takeover. So yeah, Team CC heavy favourites. Obviously, if you look at the Team CC roster, we saw him play yesterday as well. Oh, he was a two-way on Charge. Maybe that's why it doesn't ring a bell as much. Not Ruler from League, no. Not so lucky. So let me grab a drink and then we can lock into that. But yeah, Team CC heavy favourites here in terms of where we are in the bracket. We've got Milk Tea progressing already, and Nis. So Milk Tea are here already. Team CC obviously trying to reach that spot. Then it's the winner of this lower bracket semi-final, which is on Sunday. I think it's our first game Sunday. Yeah, first game Sunday. And that'll be for the final Esports World Cup spot for China. So, oh, someone's at the door. Okay, let me grab a drink and I'll answer the door. I'll be right back. Oh. 怎么说呢？这支队伍在整个赛季里面也是收获到了一些东西，然后也是暴露了自己队伍的一些问题。我觉得这些问题可能就是要在后面一个阶段去进行调整，然后在下一个阶段，第3阶段 S3的时候，看一下能否无论是人员啊、配置啊，还是英雄池方面，如果能进行一系列的调整，其实这支队伍的话，整体实力应该还是可以的。哎，下个赛季的预选赛，我听说已经有很多队伍在提前组队，然后训练摩拳擦掌要打下个赛季。对的，现在队伍有一些队伍，就现在在打的队伍，他们约的训练赛的队伍是一些在备战下个赛季的队伍，新队伍。听说有好多老将也要回来。哎，有很多老面孔会回来哦。我们 CNOW 就是，其实我之前在杭州线下赛来了很多以前的老选手，然后他们跟我说，就是感觉看了杭州线下赛的时候，感觉被鼓舞到了，然后心里的那个火又燃烧起来了，然后当时就确实有几个跟我说。萌生了想回来再打的想法，就是在杭州线下赛被现场的激情跟热情点燃了。而且你看 Milk Tea 这不是也是有几个老将嘛，这不老将也打到前4了嘛，还可以的了。是的，那我们来看一下今天我们接受采访的是哪位选手，是老将吗？让我们来连线一下吧。哦，小慧。哦有嚯。哇 ，Hello， 你好你好 ，Hello， 先跟观众朋友们打个招呼吧。Hello， 大家好，我是 Milk Tea 的英赛。Hello， 那今天你们是3比1获得了胜利。那么在第1张地图，当时是有一些可能状态没有及时调整好，丢了第1张地图。比较想了解你们在丢了第1张地图之后，队内是怎么进行非常快速的一个总结，包括一个拧神，在后面几张地图一鼓作气拿下的呢？第1张图输完之后，萌神就说了，萌神说认真打好下张图，我们随便赢。萌神关键时刻就出来拧神了，这就是老将。就队伍里面有像小慧这样的新人很有冲劲，但是也需要像萌神这样的定海神针，这种老将在队伍里面能够起到非常多稳定军心的作用。毕竟比赛经验丰富嘛，心理素质也比较强。好的，陈神有什么想问的？这个小慧现在穿着一个 Team CC 的队服啊，我也是知道这个尹森上个赛季在 Team CC， 这个赛季是来到 Milk Tea， 然后下场比赛刚好是 Team CC 打 Zones。然后，如果 Team CC 赢了的话，明天 Milk Tea 要打 Team CC 争夺这个进军利雅得的门票，有什么想对 Team CC 说的？别杀我，他杀太狠，卓哥。好的好的。在 CC 的时候也是卓哥教了我很多的，卓哥手下勤点。明天很有可能要面对到以前的一个老队友了。明天这个 Milk Tea CC 一家人啊，就是下手轻点吧。是的是的，别杀小慧，别杀小慧。好，福福咪有什么想问的？我想问个关于
这个英雄推荐啊，因为小辉的话，我们知道裂空很厉害，然后探奇也有一手，刚好这2个英雄是加强了。我就想问一下小辉，如果是现在我们打天梯，你推荐我们去玩什么样的 C 位呢？
我推荐新手的话，就是没有这么高熟练度的，对这2个英雄，可以玩一手秩序之光啊。
确实，秩序之光也是你的拿手英雄啊。
秩序之光炮放在后面，恶心一下对面裂空很有效。但对于熟练度不高的话，这个版本。
He had a present for me.
好的，也是非常感谢。
I don't know what the present is, but I don't open it.
英雄推荐，我今天晚上回去就打秩序之光，就打秩序。
回去还能打游戏呢。
可以，好的，那也是小慧好好备战后面的比赛，希望能看。
Did Anta lie in the episode? Ziad been asked about the scrims in China versus SSG. He said he scrimmed them 5 times. SSG won the first scrim and CAD won the rest. Do you want me to check? Should I? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'm doing it off stream out of respect though, but
手足兄弟 Team CC 加油嘛，对吧？
I'll fact check for you, mate. Can I?
赛前我们很多人昨天预测 ROC 打 Team CC 都是预测这个 Team CC。
Fuck. I actually have no idea if I can find it because he doesn't put dates on his thing. Whoa! Thank you, Yobo. I'll say Yobo BNK. Thank you very much for 5 gifted. Congratulations, everyone. Yobo making use of a 35% discount. It's running all weekend, so there's never been a better time to gift some subs. Thank you very much, Yobo. No, he didn't send me the codes, but he I made the SSG scrim tracker, so I also have access to it. So I'm exploiting my position here. I think he might have deleted it.
毛家在这个版本其实是有加强的，有加强，但是的话，确实从昨天 Team CC 的一个表现来看，
Yeah, I don't think this goes very far back. I think whenever he hits like a new stage or something, he just like deletes all the old data and puts new data in. So actually, no idea, I think. Thank you, Yobo. Very much appreciated.
完美的世界是个完美的牢笼，在他们的教导中，力量在于统一，就像环环相扣的。
Yeah, no idea actually on the China scrims.
那条通往成功的法则，我们
Just depends who you believe. I'm gonna side with my boy. I'm gonna trust Hunter.
我不喜欢活成
Exclamation mark, trust.
于是，我选择了离开，远离那片死气沉沉的花园。
Nice. Lots of trust going around. Deleting evidence. Look, when you phrase it like that, I know it looks suspicious, okay? If you phrase it like that, but... Let's,
迈出的每一步，都让我的视野愈发清晰。我看到热情与精准，失败与坚
So, little sheep out. Zone's now going to run the gauntlet against Team CC.
就能带我们到达返璞归真，生机勃勃。
Let me cut the VOD while I'm thinking about it as well.
完美没有那么重要。